Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Fetch Quest podcast, where we talk about video games and more. I'm your host for tonight, Brewer, and I'm joined by my
Not
fellow
now,
co-host.
Brewer. Not now, Brewer. Shut up. My Miis are getting married.
Connor. Connor, are you playing Tomodachi Life right now?
Yeah.
Sick, man. I want to see what Mies are getting married. I'm kind of interested. Is that me and Guy?
Yeah.
Connor, that's like really weird. I mean, you couldn't have made me marry like Tifa or 2B or something, or just not Guy of all people.
Well, I wanted to include all my friends on the island, but I didn't. We don't have any permanent members of the permanent female members of the Fetch Quest podcast right now. So one of you guys had to take the bullet.
Am I at least the man?
Yeah, a guy doesn't deserve to be a man after he said Tomodachi Life is cringe.
We need to kill Guy next time we see him. That or
True.
kill him in Tomodachi Life, which is today's topic. Tomodachi Life is a 3DS game that came out like I think nearly a decade ago. Man, I feel old. But it's a game we really love, and we're really excited for its sequel, which is why we're going to talk about it today. And Connor, what is Tomodachi Life to you?
Tomodachi Life for me is kind of that encapsulation of like when you were a kid and you would just sort of like smash your action figures together, because you can just make whoever you want and just make them do really goofy or silly stuff.
Yeah, no, I definitely see that, because some of the most fun I've had with the game is just all the random and wacky situations my Miis get up to on the island.
Yeah, the amount of times I would like make like some random video game character, and then they'd end up like falling in love with like 2B or Samus or some stuff. Was really funny.
Yeah, no, I had like Charlie Brown fall in love with Hatsune Miku, which that was just a very funny crack ship.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about Tomodachi Life, is that it's just like it's just the breeding ground for crazy crack ships. I think it's fun.
Yeah, that and just like crazy events in general that just keep you interested in the game, because the game is very simple. For those of you who've never played it, it is basically kind of just like a life sim. You can put yourself on the island along with your friends or any other characters that you can think up of. They all live in apartments nearby each other. There's shops, you can get them food and whatnot, and there's little like amusement parks and events around the place. And you kind of just see them go about their lives, which sounds really boring, but yeah, it keeps you very engrossed like throughout the entirety of when you play it, especially solving your Mii's little problems and whatnot. A lot of times I would boot up the game to be like, okay, let's just solve like 2 of my Mii's problems, and then I gotta go do some work. And then I would just keep saying like, one more. I'm really interested because my Mii has like a heart bubble now. So I want to see where they try to take a relationship and see if they absolutely fumble with somebody.
Yeah, that was a pretty common occurrence on your island.
Yeah, no. Well, actually, I think it was pretty common on your island as well.
There was
I mean,
lots of fumbling happening.
Mii's just love to fumble the bag. I think it's part of the way
True.
because of how it's programmed, but it is also just kind of hilarious. I know one of the funnier cases, your Mii on my island was like head over heels for like, I think, Phoebe from Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. And she just outright just like said no and then walked away, and your Mii was like super sad and had like a rain cloud over it.
Dang. Getting rejected hard like that. I remember your Mii on my island was...
Yeah, no, I know my Mii was like the biggest fumbler.
He was struggling, bro. He would get rejected by like everybody.
That is pretty hilarious. Especially because like I remember the little like, again, there's a lot of neat little quirks to this game, and one of them is like a love tester, which it doesn't actually affect how the relationships work in the game, but it is kind of fun to check like how compatible some Mii's are, even if the statistics usually aren't true. But my Mii was like not compatible with anyone, so for a minute I was thinking like that love tester was actually like kind of real, because my Mii was just not. My Mii had no game.
No Riz. Zero Riz.
Maybe it's because of the clothes you gave him, Connor. My me was my me had all the fancy clothes. He had no issues.
True. But yeah, I guess like, do we want to go over some me's that we made on our islands?
Oh my god, sure. Yeah, this is gonna be a minute. We have a lot of weird ones.
True.
Here,
true,
you
true.
go first. Tell me some of the me's you put on your island.
So the only reason I mentioned this one is because I found it really funny. But on my island, I had um, Lune from Expedition 33 as well as Mario, and the reason I remember this one is because they ended up falling in love with each other, and then after they get married and stuff like that, there's a chance for the Mies to like have a baby.
Yeah.
And I remember this one because I remember when I told you that you sent an image of Shadow Mario and be like, "This is what the baby's gonna be."
Yeah. I hate that we can't fully go into why that's so funny because that would hugely spoil some stuff in for one of the characters. But oh my god, that was perfect because there's literally no other way that joke could have been set up.
No, it was perfect. I also had salmon. Obviously, I had Samus on my island, and your goat, my me was able to pull her. Let's go.
Good job,
Poggers.
Connor.
And then I had most of had not most. I had all of the fetch quest group in there.
Yeah,
And
I have
then
all the fetch quest group as well. The only two that have gotten married is like myself, because like I was obviously the first one on the island, so it's most likely I got married to Cynthia. And then Guy, I did some kind of devious for him, because the thing is there aren't any gay relationships in the game, unfortunately, which did cause a lot of controversy back in the day. But what a lot of people would do to get around it is to make some of the Mii's female or make a male, basically make him the opposite sex for the same sex relationship, in short. And I don't know why. I think I was talking with Guy or something, and to play a little prank on him, I was like, his name is quite literally Guy. It would be funny to make him like a female on the island. And then he ended up with our friend Rob, who I also happened to put on the island because I was talking to that night, and I kind of just let it happen.
that is pretty funny. That's actually kind of hilarious.
Yeah. No, the thing is, as messed up as that sounds, it's not even like the worst thing that can happen, because I've heard all sorts of stories. Like I remember my friend when I was like in like elementary school or something. He had his like whole family and stuff on the island. I got lucky because he put me on the island as well. And I apparently was with Princess Zelda, but apparently his parents did not end up with each other because you couldn't set that in the game. So that was just very awkward when they walked over and saw they were with some random people.
That's really funny. Yeah,
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, that's like kind of the beauty of this game, is that just like weird things can happen, especially with like what Mii's get together, because like you can try your best, and like I tried so hard to like get certain Mii's to like fall in love with each other and stuff like that, and it just never happened. They always would fumble.
Yeah, no, really. You can try as much as you want, but it really is hard to influence the Mii's in this game, which sometimes is absolutely infuriating, especially when you just want them to hang out with some people. Like, I put Phoenix and Edgeworth from the Ace Attorney series on my island, and I already had like 40-something Mii's on my island at this point, so it was really hard to get them to actually meet each other, just because it was like kind of random chance with all the other Mii's that were currently on the island.
Yeah.
But again, it does lead to some funny stuff happening, because instead of, like, let's say Hulkenberg from Metaphor Refantasio ending up with, like, any other Atlas character, right now, like, as I'm speaking, she's hanging out with Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and then Teto right now is hanging out with Freddy Fazbear.
That is pretty good. That's
And then
pretty good.
Luffy and Rosalina are dating right now, so I'm sorry, Connor. I know you wanted Rosalina, but that's just not happening.
Dang.
Luffy
That
stole your bear.
sucks. That sucks. Of course, it's mid piece.
Still One Piece. If it makes you feel better, I did give him a little dunce hat instead of a straw hat, just because I thought it'd be funny.
But
It's kind of funny though. One thing I do want to mention is there are some time elements to this game. So like similar to Animal Crossing, if you leave the game, a lot of the stuff in the game keeps progressing. Like their lives keep going on to some degree. And what I was kind of expecting to happen, because I know this can occur for some people, is to like have your Mii's break up or get divorced, especially if you're not there to help them through their relationship. So I'm very surprised. It's been a while since I booted up Tomodachi Life on my 3DS, and yeah, none of my Mii's broke up or got divorced. So I'm very happy.
yeah, that's you love to see it. You love to see it. But something I want to talk about is the game's like sense of humor when it comes to like the events and like the little side things you can do.
Ooh, yeah, that's a great point to bring up.
My one of my favorite things is like doing the news section and just seeing like, all right, what absolutely insane shit did my Mii's get up to while I was gone?
Dude, the Mii's will just announce the most out of pocket stuff out of nowhere. It's like
I
they do
remember
it so straight faced though, it's hilarious.
it really is. It was like, one of them was like, "Oh, this person's become a giraffe," and it's like this, like hugely like weird like contortion of them or something and like that, and it's just like
Oh my,
completely straight face, and it's like, wow, that's really cool when they do the interviews.
you know what that reminds me of, unfortunately?
What?
So you know how you were saying there's like they were like weirdly stretched into a giraffe?
Yeah.
I'm thinking if I put like Invincible on my island, there's been a lot of crazy edits from Invincible fans where they
I
turn him
know,
into a
yeah.
horse.
I haven't. Yeah, that as soon as you started talking about that, I knew where you were going.
Yeah, but no, who knows? Maybe that's just gonna happen on Tomodachi Life Living the Dream when I add Invincible and Omni-Man to my island, potentially.
True.
Oh my god. I love some other stuff though, like, it's always just little details because they don't always focus on it, but like, at the cafe, some Mii's will be talking, but then if there was a Mii that was interested in one of the Mii's that was already in there, they could maybe behind a window and just be jealous, just like staring at them from a mile away. That was their Pookie. They deserve to be at the cafe with them.
That's really funny. It's like it's that one. It's like the reverse of that one SpongeBob image where like Mr. Krabs and Squidward are outside of the window. It's like, how do we tell them?
Yeah. Poor Shantae. Leon Kennedy is currently hanging out with a couple people, Jesus and Marina from Splatoon 2. And Shantae is just very sad that she cannot be in that conversation right now, and I feel very bad for her. But it does also amuse me a little bit. Because you can kind of just play God in this game, if I'm going to be honest.
I mean, that's like the whole thing, and that honestly for the sequel, that's even more true.
Oh yeah, because now in the future you'll just be able to like force people to talk to each other even if they don't want to.
Just grab them by the freaking like head and just drag them over.
You are going to talk to this person. Cloud, you are going to talk to Sephiroth. I don't want it. You're going to.
But yeah, no. I think that's just like there's just so much charm with the game, Like from the like this is something I'm so glad. I was really worried before like the trailers and when they announced that they were doing Tomodachi Life too. Before I'd seen the trailers, I was really worried they were gonna potentially do like some kind of like AI voice or something like that for the Mii's to make them sound like more human like. And I'm so glad they kept the like text to speech, dude. It adds so much charm to the game.
No, it really does. And I love the fact that even with how simplistic it is, you still can customize it a lot to where it's not like all the voices are the same, or you just have one male, one female option. You can make some people
Yeah.
sound really high pitched, some of them like talk a little slowly and have like a lower pitch. You can really try to customize these Mii's to make them as close to their like human or character counterparts as you want to.
Yeah, and it's great. And um the character creator honestly is like pretty good too. Like there are some things in there that I think should have been included, but
Or like kind of outdated now compared to what we're gonna be getting in the new game.
yeah. And we're don't worry, we're gonna have an entire like section dedicated to like the Tomodachi Life 2 and our I guess experience and hopes for it. But yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah.
I really do like this game. I think I think there's just so much charm and like just incredible amounts of like passion put into it.
Yeah, of course. Especially because even though a lot of the Mii's are similar, even if you gave them the same personality, it still feels like you have a connection with each of them. Because again, it's so random how they end up meeting each other and finding other people. But also, like, they have their own likes and dislikes with like food and whatnot. Sometimes, if you give them something they hate, they'll like sink to the ninth level of hell because they hate it so much. And then other times they'll be they'll see like an image of like the universe and be flying to space because they love the hamburger I gave them so much. It makes them feel like it's very cartoony, but it makes me feel like I have an actual connection with them. They're not just little dolls or playthings.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna hate me when I give them a stupid fish hat that they don't want to wear, but I make them wear it anyways. Like Peach right
Yeah,
now. I'm giving her a strawberry hat and she doesn't really like it too much.
I completely agree. It's just really funny.
Oh, it absolutely is. Oh man. Do you have before we get in like the maybe Tomodachi Life 2 stuff, do you have any like key moments you really enjoy with the game? Or like really good memories?
Um I think my favorite memory of this game was when we were all in VC and I wasn't able to stream it, but I was playing the game and I think you were trying to ask out Cynthia from Pokemon.
That's really
And I
funny
was just
considering my meet ended up with Cynthia on my island.
But I remember you were like, I can't remember. It was one me, but you were asking them like her out, and we were all in the chat like, "Come on, Brewer, please, please," and you were like, "Please me, I need my me to clutch up here," and then you just got rejected, and we were all like, "No."
It's so funny because they really just like kick up the drama to 11 as well. Because on my island, I didn't have anything happen with like any of us Fetch Quest members, but I had like I think Uni from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. There was like two people interested in her, but then also out of nowhere, as both of them were being like, "We love you so much." Then out of nowhere, L from Death Note comes in. Is like, "No, I love you, Uni." It's like I didn't even know you two were talking to each other.
Honestly, yeah,
Yeah, but they bring the drama to 11, and then out of nowhere, she just rejects all of them anyways.
it's so funny. There's just again, there's just so much like charm and like I get invested, dude. I get invested in the drama and stuff like that.
No, same here. Especially, I like seeing the ranking board as well, because again, they have a lot of nice little just extra things in here to keep you interested, and I like seeing the ranking board and some of me's reactions to it for just like who's the most liked me here, and then I scroll to the bottom, and then I see like It's like, no, why do they hate Freddy Fazbear so much?
It's so sad.
It's
I
so
have poor
sad.
Freddy Fazbear. Poor Freddy Fazbear.
Har 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 har. Oh man, but then I like all the little activities too. The game does get a little repetitive after a while, which is like the one major gripe I kind of have with
Especially
it.
when you play Tomodachi Quest.
Yeah, no, I hate Tomodachi Quest. That mini game is evil. It is rigged, and whoever designed it, I hope your me does not find love or make any friends in a new game. But in comparison,
Honestly,
whoever made the concert hall, I want to give you $1,000,000 because the concert hall is amazing. I love making my Mies sing the dumbest songs about
honestly,
gambling all their money away, even if it means they're going to be homeless.
I completely agree.
I think with that though, do we want to talk about Tomodachi Life 2 a little bit, or specifically Living the Dream?
Honestly, yeah, I think that
Yeah,
would be a great
because
way to
a lot
end
of
the
what we're going to
video.
be discussing with Living the Dream is mostly just a couple of the complaints we have with the original Tomodachi Life that we hope to see ironed out, or that are already ironed out. Which I say the biggest one for us that we're very happy to see confirmed in a demo, and also just confirmed I think casually in one of the trailers, is all the, I guess, gender orientation that they add into the game. Because in the original Tomodachi Life there was that controversy we mentioned about how Mies couldn't have a gay relationship, or they couldn't identify themselves in a certain manner, which for a life sim game where sometimes you are literally adding yourself into the game, I feel is very important, especially so your Mies can actually reflect the person who they're based on, you know?
Yeah, because I remember when the game came out, there was that article of like the devs being like, we wanted to include like gay marriage, and we wanted to include um all these different things, but they couldn't. And so that I'd always been secretly hoping for a Tomodachi Life 2, because it was like, if we could get a Tomodachi Life game where gay marriage is a thing, and even like different things like pronouns and stuff like that'd be so cool. And then I remember they did that like big like not like walkthrough, but big
Trailer.
presentation, yeah, trailer presentation of it, whatever.
Or the
um
Tomodachi Life Direct, I think.
yeah, the Tomodachi Life Direct. And there was just so much you could do. Like you had non-binary. If you choose the non-binary options, you can like choose what wedding attire and stuff they wear. um
Yeah, and even if you
you can,
make your Mies, like, let's say female, you can still choose to give them, like, he, him pronouns as well.
yeah, there's just so much there. And I think having this sort of inclusion and stuff like that, and especially nowadays, is just a really bold move, but a move I'm really glad they're doing.
Yeah, because I, I'm I'm gonna be honest, like, as well as like Fetch Quest does like to tend to stay out of anything political, but it is kind of necessary, and it's just like these we bring it up. But I am just very happy to see like a company as big and massive as Nintendo is willing to put all these options in the game and be supportive of these people, especially when this is just a big win for everybody. Because like, again, even if you aren't usually supportive of it or you don't identify in that manner, it means the game can be more fun for everyone and be more inclusive, which I think is just fantastic. And even if it means we're gonna have some really funny clips of like the Starfield guy yelling pronouns like he did for that game.
Yeah, and I think it's I just think it's really impressive and stuff like that. But besides like just like the new inclusion stuff, there's also just so much there. Like, because they did a demo about, I want to say like maybe a week ago.
Yeah, yeah,
um and I've played it. I know, at least I'm pretty sure Brewers played it.
yeah. I've
um
played it.
yeah, but the amount of stuff where like that you can just do. Like the amount of new content, just from the demo alone, is really good. The character creator has been overhauled to an insane degree, to where now you've got like you can like adjust the different types of hair. You can have two different types of hair for the front and the back. There are so many different colors you can make it. Um, and that's not even talking about like the elephant in the room of the face paint feature, where you can just literally like, if you're good enough at it, you can make one-to-one like recreations of your of like the characters or people that you're wanting to put in there.
Yeah, certainly. That's the feature I was like kind of most looking forward to, or just most hoping to see, because they had it in Metopia, and there was like so many absurd Miis that you would see in there. So like I was really hoping to see it in Tomodachi Life too, because as fun as it is to try to work within the limits, there are just some characters that don't naturally work with the Mii creation tools. So I really like the face paint option. I am a little disappointed to see it seems like a lot of them aren't as complex as the Metopia tools, to where you can make it to where the eyes and stuff will work as naturally, but I'm more so just kind of glad that we have them in the first place. That and even beyond the face paint, we had a lot of other options. Like I noticed skin color, you can do like almost literally any color for. And there's a lot of weird options too for like the ears and stuff. So one of the first Miis I put on my new island that I'm going to transfer over to the full game when it comes out is I put a yellow Pikmin on my island just because I thought it'd be funny.
Yellow Pikmin.
Yeah, there's my Mii, Jasant from Pokemon Legends ZA. I hope I pronounced that right. And then yellow Pikmin, just because why not?
Yeah, yellow Pikmin, very good. We love yellow Pikmin.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll have one of each Pikmin on the island in the future. We'll just have to see when the full game comes out, because I don't really plan out too much how my island's gonna look besides a couple key members. I just kind of like throwing whatever crackhead thing I can think of in the moment, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think my only, because again, like we were talking about, like how in this game you can now like have your, like, I don't want to say force, but like you can basically force your Miis to hang out with other Miis by dragging them around. There's just a lot more stuff you can do with the character creator, and from the trailer there's going to be a lot of like really cool like events and stuff like that. But the one thing I will say I'm a little disappointed by is the limit on the Miis, because I'm pretty sure in the first Tomodachi Life you could have a max of like 100 Miis.
Yeah, I think it's about 100.
But now in the second game there is only a confirmed 70. That is the only thing I'm like kind of disappointed by.
Yeah, I'm hoping maybe there's a possibility it will be like maybe get a little higher once you get the end game, but I imagine that's not the case. If I had to take a guess, the reason why they lowered it is maybe just because with how many things the Miis can do, because even in just the demo alone, you can like quickly move over, and like all the Miis are going by their own schedules, because a lot of them aren't really locked up in their apartments anymore. They're actually like really living their life outside of it and moving around. So I imagine with 70 or like higher than 70, there would have been some issues, especially for like the Switch 1, because it is a Switch 1 game. You will be able to play it on Switch 2 as well through backwards compatibility, but to confirm, because I've actually had a couple people I've talked to who didn't know it was releasing for Switch 1, it is releasing for the original Switch, along with Rhythm Heaven Groove later this year in July. I think they're going to be some of the last proper first-party Switch releases that we see from Nintendo, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's a banger to end on, though.
Yeah, no, certainly. Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life. It will be really funny, especially if Rhythm Heaven is the last first-party Nintendo game, because there's still a chance they put some more stuff out, but I'm pretty sure the original Rhythm Heaven, like the Game Boy Advance one, not the one we only got in America, but that was like the last Game Boy Advance game that released for like first-party Nintendo games. So just end the consoles with the Rhythm Heaven. That's always how it's gonna go.
It's the best way to go out, you know?
Dude, maybe I should put Karate Joe on my Tomodachi Life Island.
True. But yeah, no, I think I think all in all, from the what I've played from the demo and what I was really hoping for, I think there is a lot I'm excited for, especially the fact that there's no filter in the second game.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
no, that's gonna be insane. I kind of hate that they don't have online sharing, but with the lack of
ma-
filter that there is on like almost anything, I kind of see why they did it.
yeah, it makes a lot more sense.
Because some of the stuff I've seen on Twitter, I can't even like mention on the podcast right now.
Yeah, no, the clips are really funny though, but I think there's just gonna be a lot of creativity that goes into the game. I'm personally excited to make just a bunch of me's and crack ships and stuff like that. Um, and again, like they've just added so much, and I'm just super excited to get it because I'm definitely gonna be getting it day one.
Oh yeah, same here. No, I'm really excited, especially because it looks like they've taken a lot of the criticisms from the first game. Because a lot of stuff we mentioned, like just having same-sex relationships and other forms of LGBTQ plus relationships represented, that's fixed. A lot of times having your Mii's not do anything, that's fixed because you can just force them to talk to each other, which may remove some fun element of the randomness, but also may make it to where it's not as monotonous to where you're just turning on your system to see that your Mii's aren't going to be doing anything for like an hour. But then also, I really love how they just have added more on top of it to make it more complex. Like the Mii's already have like a new little quirk system, so you can make it to where they're more similar to their counterparts, or to just make them more interesting, to give them a little more personality. And then even stuff like there's like group houses now, so instead of just like a couple Mii's hanging out in the apartment every now and then, now it seems like we're going to be able to have like a whole group conversations and whatnot. That will be really interesting.
Yeah, I and but yeah, no, I'm very excited to put like probably 20 different like incredibly stupid characters on my island and just have them somehow end up marrying like one of you guys. I think it's gonna be really funny.
It is going to be really funny. I can't wait to see what we all do. But I think with that, I think we kind of want to see what you, the audience, will do. If you enjoyed this video, maybe comment what Mii's you're going to add to your island and the new Tomodachi Life if you're planning on picking it up. That, or maybe recommend what Mii's we should put on our island as well to see what shenanigans they get up to. Maybe we can make a couple YouTube shorts out of it. But besides that, if you enjoyed this video, besides commenting, just make sure to like and subscribe and give us some feedback.
Yeah, and we love to hear feedback from you guys, and you know, we're very excited. And you know, if this video does well, we will definitely do a Tomodachi Life 2 video sometime.
Hey, it'll probably be in one of our Game of the Year videos, that's for sure. I know us.
Honestly, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but with that, thank you everyone for watching the Fetch Quest podcast. We hope you have a good rest of your day.
All right. Bye-bye.